The first trap I fed into is when they said, excuse me, don't I know you? Where you from? And as soon as I said, oh, I'm from the Bronx, right away, oh yeah, you my homeboy, I know you, da 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 da. And me being naive to the system, I went along with it. And it was like, well, this is my homeboy, give him extra food, you know, potatoes, bread, extra cake, whatever he wants.
The trickery comes from that person who's tricking you, making you feel like you owe him.
And they asked me, was I all right? Did I need anything? And I was like, I could use a few things, you know, what you got? You know, the next day, I found some potato chips, some candy bars, and some soap on my bed, you know. I didn't think nothing of it, you know, my homeboys are looking out. So I ate it, took a shower, whatever.
I would have warned a young man, you know, when you come in, you know, to be very, very careful of who you befriend and how that person is trying to come on to you.
I came back, dude, this time, the whole line is looking at me and they all smiling. So, yo, you all right, homeboy? Everything's good, yo, you know? He said, you can come down to the bathhouse. We all hang out there. As a matter of fact, come on down tonight. We'll be waiting. I was geared up. I was ready to go. You know, like, I'm gonna hang out with my homeboys.
I guess a clue would be when someone is too anxious to be your friend. Someone who offers things to you without any prompting.
I went to recreation that day, to the yard, and I ran into another friend from Rikers Island that I knew from the streets. He asked me what was going on, and I told him. And he says, well, are any of the guys around in the yard? And I said, sure, they standing right over there looking at us. And he went over there and he addressed the situation. But afterwards, he schooled me. And he said, you know, you gotta be more aware. Whatever you do in here, if you don't know somebody, do not accept anything from them.
See, I made a video talking about how rape doesn't exist in New York State prison. And after watching this video, I have to clarify that a little better. Rape doesn't exist in New York State prisons anymore. And if it does happen, it's extremely, extremely rare. And it's not like somebody's going to beat you up and rape you. It's more of people befriending somebody and then taking advantage of them. But those type of situations that you might see on YouTube or see people in New York State talking about, those are from the 70s and the 80s. Me being Crip, the blood's coming in, I got to respect one thing. And that's the fact that they didn't tolerate that rape shit. And they had a big hand in eliminating any rapists that existed within the New York State prison system. Same thing with the 5%ers and the Muslims. They went around eliminating these motherfuckers. And when I went to prison in 1998, 1999, they didn't exist anymore. Like, I've never seen a booty bandit per se in prison. Like, there was gay dudes and shit and they operated with each other, but I never seen anything like that going on. That shit didn't exist. Everybody was safe. And I met some soft-ass dudes in prison. Don't think that every person who goes to prison is tough. I met some soft motherfuckers in prison that was getting their commissary robbed, was getting fucking beat up, slapped around. Shit like that happens in New York State. Like, there's a lot of violence. There's a lot of gang shit. There's a lot of bullying, extortion, shit like that. And if rape was going on, it definitely would have happened to those type of inmates right there that was really soft. But I never seen it happen. So it's a thing of the past, gratefully. And I heard it still goes on in like the southern states and California and shit like that. And I realized that the places where that does happen, there's not really a Muslim or a 5%er population. And the places where Muslims and 5%ers are powerful, that type of shit don't happen. So it's got to be them. We got to give some type of credit to them. Like I said, you still got to give some credit to the Bloods because they eliminated a lot of that shit as well. So New York State prison now, that's extremely rare to happen. Now in female prisons, it happens a lot with the guards. Guards take advantage of these women. There have been multiple cases, multiple lawsuits against the prison systems, etc. Female prisons, definitely happens. But male prisons, extremely, extremely rare. You're safe.